Digital Life is a study, as I said, it's a global study. It's undertaken throughout the world, and the purpose of it is to allow our clients to be able to identify opportunities to grow their business through getting a better understanding of human behaviours and attitudes online. It's a big study, 72,000 interviews or surveys across the world, 60 countries representing 93% of the world's internet population. And importantly for us here in New Zealand, we talked to 1,000 New Zealanders, over 1,000 New Zealanders. A particular section about e-commerce, so online selling essentially, the consumer journey, so the whole path to purchase and post-purchase, and attitudes and behaviour drivers. So it's a very comprehensive study covering all aspects of, as I said, people's attitudes and behaviours online. So what are some of the sort of findings or the key facts that we have found as we look through the New Zealand data? Well, first of all, the digital landscape in New Zealand. And interestingly, if we look at daily usage of media types, people are using the internet for leisure as often as they are viewing TV now. So online leisure is equal to TV in terms of usage. If you add that to online work, it's a bigger category. So people are spending more of their days online than watching TV. And what are they doing when they're online? Interestingly, the biggest chunk of time is spent communicating, and in particular social networking and connecting. So although this has only been running for 2 years, I would imagine if we'd look back maybe 3 years, if this study had been happening, that'd be a massive change from what was the situation maybe 3 years ago. And interestingly, if you look at communication, they're spending more time social networking and connecting, which is the, have we got this segment here, than they are on email.
I reckon the brains part of the recipe is the easiest thing to suss. You know, you can just jump right in, you can just do it yourself. The cool thing about social media is the skills you learn in social media in your personal life are almost exactly the skills you'll use in your professional life. And that's not true of that many things in your career. You know, the things you do on Twitter as a human are much the same as the things you'll do on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn as a marketer. So get some brains and get them quick. Really simple ingredient, really simple recipe, tasty ingredients, 3 essential elements for me for social media success. Heart, know who you are, know what you're about, and then speak freely. I think that's better than trying to, choke people. Brains, if you haven't got them, get them. They're easy to get. That's the easiest one of these 3. And if you're going to do it, make sure you've got the balls to follow it through, because sometimes things will go wrong, and many times they will be the best thing that can possibly happen. If you didn't think that was total idiocy, feel free to Google tweet this book, which is basically that, over 90 widely spaced pages.
In the past, we measured ourselves by what's the preference and awareness for New Zealand. Now we're measuring it on how many people can we go out and find, bring through newzealand.com and hand on to someone that can actually sell them something. And that comes back to this making it easy for the customer. And what we found in that initial foundation piece of research was the internet and online is the #1 way that people actually find out about travel. It may not be the way they book, but it's the way they find out. So that's where the behaviour is. So we're again marketing into the behaviour. And our digital spend, so 10 years ago, between 0 and 2%, a year ago, 30 to 35, and now we're up over 80%. And in most of our long haul markets, so that's outside of Australia, we're 100% in digital. And that just shows that, if we're going to actually be serious about targeting people, you've got to use the channels that really can get into their homes, aligns with the behaviour that they've got, and is also measurable, which was a big issue we had in the past.
So firstly, I'll start with our website, and we deliberated long and hard around whether we should create our own website or whether we should save costs and deliver everything straight through Facebook. But in hindsight, creating our own platform was the best thing to do, and I say that for a couple of reasons. First is spam. We've got such a huge amount of content that if we were to post all of that on Facebook, we would literally clog up our members' Facebook news feeds and essentially spam them. The other reason why having our own site is good is just the deeper relationship we have with our members. We know more about them. We can email them and contact them directly if we need to. And lastly, although Facebook is a very important channel for us and it's hugely subscribed in New Zealand, not everyone wants to be a part of it. And social media sites do fall out of fashion. So anyone remember Bebo, for instance? So having our own platform to start with is a core kind of future-proofed our campaign for us.